Right, we are back again. You know, technology must give trouble, but we are back. This is episode 26, all about the waistbeads. Yeah, this one is about the waist. This one is gonna be very fun. I know your ladies are going to love this. So there's gonna be so much fun. Y'all jumping, 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 jumping. Yes, we did. You hearing me? You hearing me? No, hear it now.
I'm hearing you, but you're frozen. Okay, I see. You moved. So this is working. Let me get my lights up here and see how it's gonna do.
Yes,
All
put on the
right.
light, put on the light. Lights, camera, action.
Let me try. Let's bring this camera down a little bit. Hold on. So you could see I came out decked for you all today, you know.
She come out first. She come out. She ready. She ready.
Uh,
Is she ready? What is total earring to us? It's a year. I see you. Look how you getting on.
Listen. Things have to happen. Let me say good afternoon. You know, my mother gave me proper brought up. See, good afternoon very much. Thank you for having me. Thank you very much to the people who are here to see our lovely selves. Listen to me.
Yeah. We coming today. Coming to get up today. Real bad, because everybody wants to hear about this waistband. So you know we're going into this waistband. Right?
Yes, you
You
don't
know
need
I
to
have to lose the
start.
belly first before I
You
get my
see,
waistband.
I
Right?
was going to start on that. I was going to start on that because when I came in, I heard some inequities. Right? I heard some iniquities being spoken about here, and I'm like, let me just get into that life and shut that down immediately. No. I say to stop it. Madam Waistbeads of Turtle of Waistbeads say to stop it. Stop all of it. There is no such thing as getting a body to get waistbeads. If your body exists below your navel, you qualify. If you don't have a body below the navel, put it higher. So you see, there are no reasons for not wearing waistbeads.
Yes,
There
ma'am.
are none.
Yes, ma'am.
All
Yes,
right.
ma'am.
Now, over
Yes,
to you. The
ma'am.
show is yours again. What does it have for me? Mm-mm. I couldn't
Right.
allow it.
She could
Mm-mm.
not out. You see, she put me in my place
Mm-mm.
there. She put me in my place
Mm-mm.
on there. She put me in my place. She told me I can still get it even though
Behaving.
I have my belly. Yeah. All right. All right.
No.
I'm taking that. I'm
It's for
taking that.
that.
I'm taking that.
Yeah. Very good. Very
I'm
good.
taking that. I'm taking that. As I said, you guys, this is episode 26. I met this
Uh-huh.
young lady last year on March the 8th. That was our first
Yes.
2020 event that we went to and we last one.
Before COVID hit. Before COVID hit. Yes.
Right? So
Of
it has been a whole year since I have seen her, but we have been chatting all the while. I've loved every single one of her content. I have seen her grow from the time we spoke and then
oh,
put up
talk
website.
about growth.
Oh my goodness,
Oh,
she just keep blossoming this one, this thing new and that. I was like,
oh
where's
gosh.
that going? That a real flying. She will get on
Only
bad.
God.
She get
Only
on
God.
bad. She
Because
get on bad.
listen,
She really get on
that
bad.
growth.
Yes, you get on bad, you get on bad, you get on real bad.
Mm.
Real bad. I'm very
Thank
proud of the badness that you bring out.
you. Because the growth was real, guys. Listen to me. I would say to anybody, I've always been a big sister, right? So if I see you doing something that could be done better, I'll tell you, hold up. You see that what you're doing there? Let me fix that. Let me get it better. Listen. You don't have to know me. All you have to know is I am saying to you, we have to get this better. And it's either you put me in my place, which is after we get it better, or we get it better, but either way we get it better, right?
True, true. Agree,
So
agree.
I am very pro growth. I am very pro existing in your space now, but I'm also, let's move beyond that because your space moves with you. There is no
True,
excuse for staying stagnant, right? So
true, true.
this is my, listen, when I started, guys, if you all see my first post, I look at it today and I was like,
That was you?
Version of me. That
Correct.
girl has
Correct.
grown up and she has come into her own in the Instagram space, and it's really something else.
Correct. So true. So true. And you have seen it. You have really and
Yes.
truly seen it. You have really and truly seen it. From the time I met you to now, Adanna has really and truly grown. Adanna and the waist beads has well grown. She really became an individual. Most definitely.
Yes. That so is so true.
So
Yeah.
tell the people who you are and
Mhm.
why you start this whole big thing. Let them learn the story, all of what came up with the
Yes.
Madam Waist Beads in the first place.
Yeah.
Why the
Well,
name
yeah.
was even created. Come, give me the juice now, give me the juice now, give me the juice.
Oh, let me pull up, right? Because I have a story to hit for you. Listen, here, right? My name is Adanna. It's an African name from the Igbo tribe and it means first daughter of our father. Incidentally, I am the first daughter of my father. He only has two girls. Right?
Okay.
So I have always been indoctrinated into tradition, culture, who you are, what this melanin means, what this shade of chocolate represents. So I've always grown up in standing who you are. This does not diminish anybody's who chocolate richer than mine or paler than mine, or if your chocolate on the whiter side. Listen, you loving yourself does not take away from anybody loving who they are. So I want to put that up front, right? But I'm just giving you guys a background into why these beads. So it has always been, oh my gosh, look at your tradition, look at your culture. And my father would always say, I have named you Adanna. There's two N's in Adanna and it is pronounced Adanna. Two N's.
Okay.
Seldom people say it because it's Adanna, two N's. And it is more than that. So my mom, on a regular basis, would wear African print. So
Mm-hmm.
it's just to show you I've been
History.
around the culture and the history and the people for a long time.
Everyone.
My mom would always watch these Nigerian movies or African movies, and these women always had beads on. So the first time I went to my dad and I said, I want beads to my ankles, he's like, that is prostituting. No daughter of mine, I don't raise no scatter. So the beads dream died. I was like, because I don't know scatter, right?
Mm-hmm.
But this was a stigma. But each time I see it, is these waist beads. And guys, I wouldn't lie, it might have been, now don't quote me on the years because the memory not that good. Could be about 4 or 5 years, 6 years maybe, that the craving for waist beads started again. And
Okay.
listen, it was like how you crave food when you're pregnant,
Mm-hmm.
craving these beads because I just needed something to tie to me, to bind me to a purpose. So
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't find any. So I started wearing a necklace with an inscription, fiery coals from the scripture, heap fiery coals on the heads of others, So be kind
Mm-hmm.
and a lossy pendant. So I got a ring and I inscribe on the ring, own it, own yourself, own your errors, own your. But the ring started to pinch me, I lose the ring. I want these waist beads because I know what they represent. I've been seeing them on the women. And I did reach out to the only person at the time who we found locally who were making them. And that
Mm-hmm.
became a horror story. I'm gonna tell you a horror story, a horror story. It turned from 1 week into I will give you after carnival. Carnival
Mm-hmm.
came and gone and don't worry after this, that, and then from December of 1 year to May the next year, and I still don't have no waist beads and this thing burning me. So I started Google and research, and anybody who meet me for the first 5 minutes know if I have a question for you, I come in and ask you the question.
True.
So I start to reach out to people from all walks of life, some Ghanaian women, some Nigerian women, and I'm like, hey you, waist beads, tell me all. When you wearing that, since you three, slow down the accent. What? So I started to get into conversations with women from across the diaspora, across the continent, because if it's waist beads you're talking about,
Yeah, to
you
go
gotta
to
go to where the home is.
correct, correct,
So
correct.
I'm like, here what? Let me write now because The only thing I hear from you is Adanna, which is well pronounced, but I can't make out.
Everything else.
Let me write. So we started to write and we started to talk, and you know, I'm skeptical, right? I want to order from Ghana. I want to be scammed. So I've gone up on the eBay and I say I will buy these waistbeads. When they reach, I should have wear my lessons. I don't know why I never thought about tying my body with lessons, but whatever. Atrocious. I'll wear it anyway, and I'm telling myself, this is fine. At least we have waistbeads. This is okay. At least we have some on.
You start.
And I say, you know what? This is not good enough. I start to make for myself.
Right.
And I was like, boy, listen, this is real work, boy. I only make it 4. Now I realize, wait now. It's about 13 beads you have there. We're good to go. We could tie on one in December. We could tie on it. The first one I bought on eBay goes and it never really it didn't last. They mash up. The beads started crack and fix. I started research beads, size of beads, color, intention. I started dig. So when I started to make the beads, my first waist beads, I wouldn't sell to a soul. Listen.
Oh, sure. Fix it.
You're not even going to see it, don't even ask.
You go. All right, okay.
She already told you that I have grown, and let me leave it at that.
All right, okay. Okay.
But those beads last about 18 months until I cut them off to start a new journey with new intentions, new waistbeads, right?
Okay.
So even though they lasted, I was like, look how you tie that knot now. Oh my gosh. Look how you put them beads. Look how you put them colors. My goodness. That's what I started to learn, that everything in waist beads, the way you put the beads, where you put them near to each other is an intention. There's a purpose, there's a meaning. Now I would say to anybody, waist beads go so deep and so far. There are spiritual applications beyond just positive applications. I do not dabble in the things that I do not have the right to dabble in. So if you say to me, Adanna, I want healing waist beads, I'm like, I got you. Let me reach out to my sister here, Deity Lifestyle perhaps, and let's get an expert in the healing aspect of waist beads to guide you through that arm of your journey.
Right.
I'm not going to stand here and say to you, I have this one here. It is too sacred to do something with it that you don't have that gumption to do, right?
Correct.
I don't play that. But if you say to me, listen, I believe that green speaks to me in terms of wealth. Yes, I am right there with you. I believe colors have power. Teal and gray is mine for a reason. It calms me. So yes, color aspect. Heat, crystals. Again, I'll be like, listen to me. Crystals are a sacred thing, and you must respect these things. There are people who know these things inside out. I will not even dare butcher the thing. Let me send you to my good sister Unexpected Creations. Let me send you there. Their expertise is in that.
Correct.
So I don't dabble where I don't belong, because there's repercussions there. But I'll say this: whether you get waist beads that are removable with the clasp, whether you get waist beads that you can pull up from your feet and stretch and sit on you like Waistbead by Sit does, yes, go right ahead, get that done. Definitely. You want waist beads customized. You want 4 red, 7 yellow, 2 blue. Check Sultrix at Sultrix, where confidence is tangible. She got you. Yes. I do not do custom waist beads on a grand scale. I have done them for some of my very valued clients, because women deserve to have this. But I don't promise it. It's not a service that I offer. I don't promise it at all, because that's time on it, right? So when I lay beads out, it's intentional too. What is this color scheme, color pattern? What you might ask for might be nice to you, but my entire heart in turmoil. I'm like, I cannot do it. This breaking all the rules that I've learned. I can't put those 2 colors next to that without putting gold, and she don't want gold.
Oh, shucks.
I wouldn't do it. So I pre-make all my strands. The most I will allow is, Adanna, I need a waist bead at 60 inches because I just have more of me to love. You see that? More of me to love. And I'm like, listen, I am not charging you for that. You have more to love. Love is a free thing given to us by God. Listen to me. 60 inches?
You're getting that.
60 inches. You're getting that. I extending that for you. We have the beads, you getting that. That is for you. I don't have a problem with that. But I pre-make all of my beads, and it's for that reason, right? It's a journey. It is designing waist beads is not a fly-by-night thing. You don't just be like, oh my gosh, I have 2 pack of beads here, and I will just put these colors together. No shade to anybody. I'm not calling any names. But I've seen some waist beads, and I'm like, that is a disrespect. You see that right there? That looked like Adanna of 6 years ago, and that is disrespectful. I will not stand for it. Mm-mm. 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 That must be followed. There's a symmetry to it. These things hold intentions and affirmations, and they're supposed to live with you. So testing out the thread for longevity, that is something that you see, I tell you, don't ask me about all these waist beads. I look how far I go, and I was telling
That's all right. We love it, the conversation.
I don't want to be going so far with this thing.
That's what we want. We want to hear more. Come on, Dewey.
All I have my preaching. Let me tell you the fun part, right? Scratch. So traditionally, waist beads were gifted by women to young girls. Right. So you would start at childhood baby, you put them on, and they would be used for practical reasons. I want to see how this child is growing and forming, and so it was used as a measurement tool for the child. You know, today you put them on a scale. My people back then, we didn't have those things. We had beads. We would adorn our boys and our girls with waist beads because it's unisex, right? It's not just women. In the Western Hemisphere, we say women
only,
only. And but that's not the message. Some tribes you would find that men are adorned with waist beads, sometimes even more than girls, right? So it's not a one tribe thing; it's across. Sometimes you would find that these waist beads would bring suitors, men folk to the women. So when you hear me walking on a sashay, and you hear my beads clapping, I say to you, check me out now. Let me show you what is waist.
That's the calling. That's the calls.
You know what? Sometimes I walk in and I hear the music as the beads, because I weigh about 10, right? Clap, 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 clap. I'm like, By the way, let me the name Madame Beads, because one day, because I live on a upper apartment, right? So one day I was climbing up these steps, just, trying to get a little fit and thing. So climbing up on here and clap. I'm like, check you now, boy, Madam Waistbeads.
That's why I get name.
I'll go with that. I should rename the whole business. That's how I get in name. I was laughing on myself.
Oh,
That's how I get it. I was like, but check you now. And I see the shadow, and I see the beads outlining the shadow, and I was like, but Madam, but check you. Watch, I started laughing on myself.
But that's where it's supposed to start.
I started a real blush.
That's where it's supposed to
start.
start.
That's what beads do for you. That's what they do. They remind you, hey, you forget what you say every time you on. You said you love where I fall. You said that you promised to you that we will be here in this thing together. You said. So I always say that they are tangible reminders of a promise to love you. But it's more than that. When you tie your waist bead on you, after you sweat and you cry and you swear, I can't tie this thing, it's too hard. But you get it on and you tie that knot and you secure it. That feeling you feel is not a fake feeling. I don't want you to question the feeling you feel and you feel it on you, because it's a tangible feeling. I know that ain't making much sense, but follow me. It matters that much when you put those waist beads on. Going back to the story. So would use them to draw men, right? But in some tribes, it is completely taboo for anybody but your husband to see those waist beads. In fact, in some tribes, it is believed that if another man should sleep with a man's wife who is wearing the beads that he gifted her, his life will never be the same. There is a lot to waist beads.
Wow.
There is a lot to waist beads.
Wow.
Right? So there is a lot to waist beads, which is why I say in the spiritual aspect of waist beads, you have to go and ensure that if this is what you want, waist beads for healing, check out my page. There's a highlight for beads, waist beads. And there are all the pages that I know of women in Trinidad and Tobago who make waist beads. This is not a selfish industry.
Right.
If the person making your waist beads cannot operate in a I love myself so much that I could love you without malice, without competition, without I want this, without hoarding, without money mindset, that might not be the person for you. There is a mindset and a lifestyle to waist beads. This is not just a jewelry thing. It's not just a fashion thing. You have to actually be able and willing and mature enough to understand what it means to promote another woman, what it means to lift another woman,
another
any
person,
woman,
yes,
anybody. It shouldn't matter who, whether they're dark, they're light, they're short, they're small, they could help you, they can't help you.
Correct.
It don't matter. It don't matter. That's like saying, I need a body for waist beads. You need a heart to love? You have a heart? Then go and love the people now, man. You can do that?
Correct.
Then go and do that. Because you see the backbiting and the lack of humility, the lack of understanding, the lack of compassion. I don't know anybody who tie waist beads onto themselves and say, I go in and be a real she-dog for the rest of my life. It don't happen.
True.
That is not an affirmation that we speak out there. You have to understand that when you're tying affirmations and intention, it is about becoming a better you. Finding those hard truths that say, hey, I make a mistake. This hurts me, but I had to go and tell them what I do. And it had to seep into all aspects of your life. I am not perfect. And I'm not saying anybody is perfect. But the person who tries to be better than they were 5 minutes ago, that's a good person. In my book. You see, you'll get me to preaching. I didn't want to talk. Listen.
Hello, I love it. I love it.
There's a lot to this thing, and it is a lifestyle. Listen. I will say this last part then, and then, okay, because I know how much time IG will give us. I fully believe that if we treat our entire selves like God said it best, you know. I want it to be like what he said, like rivers, like seeds planted by the rivers. I want to misquote God, but something like that to that effect. In that we are soil. And when you plant a seed in us, you have to understand that you have to see the fruits of that. And I'll tell you, if the seed you plant can't grow, you ain't plant the right seed.
True.
If it ain't growing properly, the soil it's in
is that right?
Give it nutrients. So if when you plant a seed in you, people can't say, you see that Adanna girl? That girl is a real raw letter word. If nobody out of the whole crowd could stand up and say, nah, you sure it's the same girl? Something wrong. True. If one person can stand up and say, nah, not that girl.
Not that girl.
About you. If one can do it, listen, start over. Start over. Find what works for you and start to build.
Correct.
Take time to hurt yourself with some sharp truths. And I don't even need to hurt myself. My friend circle does only work with daggers. And so I just get chopped up real often. But I tell you. They were mince words.
In
If I
fact,
unfolly,
they
if I
keep you
being
on the
over
right path.
dramatic about a situation,
Mm-hmm.
listen, they will raft me by all my beads up to my throat and they will set me straight. And I love all of them for that.
That's good.
Because if you can't do that as my friend, then you ain't growing and we can't grow together.
True. So true.
So,
So
I
true.
done preach. Go ahead, go ahead. Rush it
How
up.
you mean you done
I tell
preach?
you, I didn't want to talk about waist
We
beads. I
know
didn't want to talk
that the
about the
preach.
waist beads.
What was wrong with
Eh?
you? That's the
The
best part
waist
of the
beads thing that's
story.
get me excited. It's
But
getting
that's
me
what we want to
excited, man.
hear. We want to hear that from you. We come here to hear about the ways we want to. We want to be able to whine like you and shake up your waist too. I'm you.
Tell you then, since you want to know.
What's
The
the
first thing I say,
good job that? Let me hear what your biggest accomplishment since you started this whole windy waist. You're winding the waist beats. What's the biggest accomplishment?
my biggest accomplishment is the number of women in Trinidad and Tobago who have come to a realization that waist beads exist. You see that?
For truth.
When people say to me, I always seen this thing, but I didn't know it was waist beads.
For real.
Is it that for me? I'm like, tell me more. Where you find out about it? Where you see? Where you do? All I always wanted, want to know, but I thought that was only for African people. Don't get my text.
For
Don't get my
real.
text. She who wants to wear it. Love their bodies without limits. All right. We're going back to the smiling version of Adanna. Don't do that. Waste men. And men, if they're brave enough, I would love to adorn a man with some waist beads made specially for him. Yes, I would enjoy it very much. Oh! I would also say they look very good on men. Worn low, around that low part. That is not the kind of conversational behave yourself. But yes, yes.
Yeah,
So
have you done a waist bead for a gentleman as yet?
I tell you, it's not that kind of conversation what you're asking.
You see, you start something and then you want to give people the whole truth one here. This piece of
Young
information.
people, we might have young people on this thing
Okay, all right, okay, all right.
who might be
Okay,
Christian folk and all of that.
all right, okay.
Waist beads, though, I would say this because young people have a right to understand how things go down. Waist beads, though, I have heard.
Mm-hmm.
To say I have heard. I think it's sexual experience. I don't want to blush too much. Let me drink some water for that. Hold on.
This child is trouble, eh?
I have heard that it matters there.
Okay, all right.
Yes.
We'll take
That's
that.
another reason why it's very important that the thread for tie-on waist beads particularly needs to be strong. It needs to have a high tensile strength because I heard
Yes.
that they are pulled upon. You don't want them bursting because they're not cheap. So, yes, I will say that much.
Okay.
It does something. It does something to the men folk, but a man will have to explain why they get so primal with these beads. I have never met a man who has ever said, I don't like waist beads on women. I have never heard it.
The truth.
For truth. For real truth. Never. But that's what I would say on the matter. You was going to ask me a question. You all have any question to me in this comment section? Go ahead and know. If I miss it, let me know. Anthony Anthony says, what? What about what, Anthony?
He didn't say what is the what. He didn't say what is
I
the
know what the what was about, but expand for me, tell me more. Yes. I won't be perturbed.
So what is the biggest lesson you learned so far since you started this waist bead?
One of the biggest lessons I have learned is You can't bring another version of you that you've created for another version of your life into this space, into business. Let me tell you what I mean by that. I also work full time. I call it the office. I never say where it is because I don't want no conversation about the place. That's not, they don't pay me for this time. And who I am there is the title that they pay me to be. I am not as soft there as I am here. This journey needs softness. This journey needs a version of me that welcomes women into a journey that is different. So who I am here is not the version that they get elsewhere. And that is a lesson I had to learn real quick. Real quick. And I think it's important that people realize that, because from a business perspective, you have to know how to communicate with people. So you have to start with the communication aspect, right? And people don't always communicate with you the way you expect.
True.
So I might read something and I think, oh, well, that is not what she meant, and I move on. But then you might have meant something else. So allow, sorry about that. I read that and I went with another thought.
Correct.
So what I've learned is, in here you need to soften up, because you need to, one, acknowledge when you're wrong, know when to let people know that you acknowledge that you're wrong, and you also need to ensure that you remember that you're a whole human being behind this business name and this business logo that you have. You're a human being and you need to interact with people as such. That's one of the lessons I took here.
True. That whole human being, yes, that's important. Very much so.
Yes. So much.
You have to remember, you need a downtime too.
Yes, you need that downtime.
And
definitely.
Working at, and how managing working the 8 to 4 and the business, how has that match up? Or was it different?
Excellently. No. I I want to talk too much about the 9 to 5 the office, but
the bud.
Time management has been something I had to learn at the office, and it was something that took me a couple of years to really nail down, in terms of what are you going to be doing in this hour. It is important for me to ensure that nobody ever has to ask me for a thing. It is you then is as much as saying, I promise to deliver what I've promised to deliver, and you deliver. Right. I believe in delivering. So once I have delivered all that I am to deliver and I am present, time management is a piece of cake. I mean, I ain't trying, I know what I really I'm pretty okay with it. I believe in systems. I believe in processes. I believe that things have a place. And once you set a system and tell me about it. Once you set a system, it works.
True. That is 100%.
Yes,
true. And once you keep that habit going, you won't stop.
Correct. It becomes a part of who you are.
Correct.
You have to manage your time. We only have less than 24 hours a week. You have to manage what you have.
True. That is so true. Yeah. That is so true. You brought any beads to show off? Sure.
I just grabbed 3 because I was like, oh Lord, just in case. So check this one. I bring this white one to show. I'm gonna go from, I like to be a little dramatic.
Oh, it's a hat.
Watch for that. You know those makeup people that do this thing so you could see clearly? I see why they just do it. That reminds me, every waist bead that I put out there in the market, even the ones that I make for myself personally, I name everyone.
Yes. I remember you said
Right.
it.
I do. And I name each one because I believe a thing without a name can't have a home. It can't resonate with you. I mean, even if you call it a pot have a name. And a pot belongs in the kitchen.
But when
We
some
know that because of
correct,
the name.
correct.
So I name my beads as well, even if they will be renamed after they receive love and care and attention from their owner, that is fine. One of the things that I do put in my packaging when I mail out waist beads, and I never talk about my packaging. I prefer it to be a personal experience. But one of the things I do put in my packaging is a little card that allows you to name your strand yourself, so you don't have to maintain the name that I choose.
Mm-hmm.
And you can date when you're about to tie the strand on, as well as list what your affirmation is or the intentions that you want to set for this waist bead. What that helps do is sometimes you need a greater reminder as to what your intention was. And when you can pick that card up in the next 6 or 7 months, you could be like, oh, that's interesting. And you could then try to see,
Amen.
did you meet this goal?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that having met this goal means you want to now cut these waist beads off from you? Because that's a thing. Removing waist beads after they've served a purpose, or removing waist beads for any reason. That's a
Mm-hmm.
thing that people do. Women do, we do it all the time. I have done that a couple of times, so twice so far. When
Mm-hmm.
the waist beads have served me and I'm like, you know what, I can part with this one.
Okay.
So I think that if a thing has a name, you can then say, I promise to insert name here. I will be held accountable to insert name here. And that's why I name them rather than say, the white one now with the gold thing we had.
True.
There's no
That makes
ownership, there's
sense.
no accountability, there is no promise, there is no story. A
Correct.
name thing has a story, and I
Correct.
love stories.
Yes, I mean, know that. You know that for sure, for sure, for sure. For sure, for sure.
I
In
love stories.
terms of the waist beads, what's the maximum amount you should have on your waist? Is there a maximum amount, or you could have any amount you want?
Well, that sounds like a challenge to me, and I would love to work with any woman to find the maximum amount.
Oh God, you have to
I
be so, eh?
welcome it. But no, there is no maximum amount. But I would say things persons don't consider is each waist bead has a size. So I'm
Right.
gonna just show you guys, right? So the 3 strands here, and while they look similar, they are all 3 different sizes. The sizes of the beads also matter,
Okay.
right? Now, why I share that is if you're going to wear 25 waist beads, please understand that is inviting bulk
Yes.
around you.
Correct.
And sometimes you want to wear that bodycon dress, and now you have something looking like your underwear roll up 17 times.
Why you so? So now, all right. So if you want to have a waist, so then now, if you want a waistband, a waistband or waist beads for when you want to buy wear the sexier dresses. So you have.
No, it's fine.
So I will
So
have to
there are
have one to pick
placement
up for that.
because you have placement. So you can wear them at your high hip, mid hip, or your low hip, where the last line in your panty drops right there, right in the
Correct.
lowest part of the hip. If
Correct.
you wear them there, you find that because you have this natural dip, you accommodate a little bit of, I hide in something, you don't know my secret. Not even Victoria know about this. But if you have about 10 to 12 of them and they're bulky,
Mm-hmm.
so my standard waist bead size, and I don't want to get technical in the size of the beads, but the standard waist bead size would be size 8.
Right.
But if you have a size 6 bulky bead and the accent bead is like this one here,
Right.
you know, you want to be mindful of that. So it depends on you, right? What you're going to do, where you're going to have them.
Right.
If it doesn't matter to you, fine. But I would say keep that in mind. I would also say take a look at what you intend to be doing with your life. I had made for myself one of the bulkiest beads I've ever worn, and one of the reasons I did that is because I wanted to work out. I wanted to get back into this workout routine that I had, and this bead, the intention of it was to keep me working out. Like I promised I would work out, but every time I went on my back to do those crunches,
Mm-hmm.
those beads would bite me like, "We mean you're giving up? I thought we had a promise." Bite, 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 meow, 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 meow. And they would bite into my back, and I would laugh, and I would continue working out. And I'm like, all right, cool, we done there. But that's just a weird relationship I have with my bees. Like we communicate, like we talk, right? We tete-a-tete. Um, so yes, these are the kind of things that I invite conversations into my DM about, as in, what are you gonna do? If it's for working out, I recommend a slimmer waist bead or a thinner waist bead.
Mm-hmm.
So for bulky ones on my website, I would say these beads are bulky. And I put, please zoom, hey, zoom here. These are bulky beads.
Right.
Or I may put, these are very dainty beads, recommended for life. So things like that, so you can have an understanding as to what they are and why they are. But beads with crystals, because remember, these are not removable
Right.
unless you cut them.
Correct.
So you can go to the beach with them. They look awesome against the beach, not against the skin. You see that in there? They look awesome against the beach.
You're miserable.
Right? So it is really what it is. I have one at one time, only 13, cover 13 at a time.
Mm-hmm.
You still can't see them under my clothes, even if I do wear a bodycon dress. But then again, that's just placement where you have them, you arrange them, and you go.
Okay.
But it's you know there.
Interesting. Interesting. 13. 13. All right.
13.
All right. No
Yeah,
bulky
that's
ones. All smallies.
all small. The bulky one, I had already maintained the intention I had set for working out consistently, make it a renewed habit. So when that came to an end, I was like, bye bye. Hey, you pinched me enough. Another thing I will share though, when tying your beads, I have all this on the website, right? So I won't go into it. Go ahead. Hit my another one.
Why ain't going when tiny beads over there with tiny beads?
Oh, when tying the
You
beads.
didn't.
I'm gonna pull. I don't know if you can see that. You see this?
The white? Yes, I see the white.
Yeah. You see how that bead moving there?
Mm-hmm.
When tying your beads, that should never be a thing.
Okay.
So when you tying them, every single bead must be packed closely together. No
Okay.
spaces.
Okay.
These spaces pinch you. So when you tie them, you just pass your hand around the bead and you make sure, okay, everything together,
Everybody together.
everybody close, and then you tie your first knot. I mean,
First
the
love.
pinches will become a love bite, but
Yes. We want no ants
you
bite.
don't want it. You know, it's not a excruciating. It's like, oh, I got a little pinch there. I should have tied that tighter. Oh, girl. Again,
But
I should have pinched
if
there.
you tie it and that happens, is it possible to untie it and tie it again?
It will definitely be a lesson in patience and perseverance.
Oh,
To
shucks.
get that knot out and go again, listen, don't call me.
Oh, good. All right. That's all like pressure.
Because I have had people say to me they tied and it was tied too tightly, and I'm like, oh no, oh no. She said, okay, I'll untie it. How, girl? How you do that? How you get that done? Well, I use a pin. A pin? I'm grateful for what you did, but me? I rocking it just so I'm not untying. I thought, oh no. I tell you, I'm working on some things. I ain't reached there yet. Pin?
Sure. That is real patience, though. That must be
What?
some real sweat went down there, boy. That was sweat equity there, man. Because
What?
that printer, I ain't want to think about
Uh-uh.
it.
That's what I said. That's what I said.
That real
No.
patience.
When I make an error, because I create them and I make an error, I'm like,
Damn.
to cut that now, boy. Let me put that to the side. You see me, boy. I don't have 4 more. No.
That's over.
Oh, I choose my battles. If I am doing a design, a particular design, and I mix that design up, that count, if it's one small, and then two small bit, and it's off, because at this point in time, there's a symmetry to waistbead design that cannot be missed or met. There's a symmetry to it. There's an art to this thing, and it's just like a painter painting a masterpiece. You just don't throw black anywhere in the canvas.
Correct.
The paintings you love the most have that color symmetry in it. If it doesn't have the color symmetry, you'll move past it. Color is so deep and important. I love art. Art seduces me, art in every form, and I really believe that the greatest art I have ever seen is a human body. Listen, I don't know if people don't know what they have when they sit down in the skin, and it's just like art to me. And I'm like, this woman is seeing them lines on her face and how they so when she smile, and
no, they don't like it. Some of them don't like it.
I really like them thing, you know. You see the stretch marks you get after you give birth?
Enough of them.
It does look like, you know, those glass pieces that fall apart, and the Chinese have this method where they fill in all those cracks with gold. It look like that to me. It just look like, look at this whole story here now, boy. I really like stretch marks, you know, and you wouldn't believe. God is such a God of joy and humor. He gave me none. And I love stretch marks. I find stretch marks so attractive. I just find that.
But that's why you ain't get it.
Story.
That's why
I
you
just obsess over that. I'm like,
that's why you get it. You like it too much.
I really like stretch marks. I don't have none. Anyway, I ain't come to lament.
That's all right.
All I'm saying is find things in your body to just love, because even if you don't see it, sometimes people see it, and you outside here walking with art, taking no royalties, and you grousing at the same time. Stop it. You outside here, no, stop it. I said to stop it.
They can't help it. They can't help it.
It starts with the mind. You had to spend some time in that mirror, dancing in front of the mirror, beads or no beads, right? And if you find 1 inch of you a day, you're like, hey, you see that my chin? I really like that chin, boy. You see that chin? But hold on, this can be, wait now, that my nails? Find something about your body to blush about. I don't, it'd rather be big, it'd rather be a lot. But if you take that moment to just find a thing, like for me, a long time was my eyes. I loved my eyes. Like I would just go into the mirror and look at nothing else but these eyes. And I don't know if it is because I started to look at my eyes with love, that I see things with love. I don't know.
I appreciate it.
My eyes was my obsession for a while, until they just saw art in everything. I'll go rent them sometime. I'll go rent all these eyes.
That's why I like the waistbead so.
Yes, because it helps you feel what I see when I see bodies, human bodies, male, female bodies. Human bodies are so beautiful in all size, shape, form, color. I mean, after all, it was God's creation that He saw was good.
True.
I mean,
True.
I love it.
You can't dispute that.
All right.
You can't dispute that at all.
Get carried away quickly. What does it have for me?
Well, you gotta tell people where they're finding you to get the beads.
For creators, you can find me at Madam Waistbeads on Instagram. This is where I'm the big sister on that page, right? I'm like, you're on folly, I catch you, I see you, I'm gonna make a post about it. Stop bullying your clients, respect your clients, do things properly. No bones about it. This follow for follow thing, I said to stop it. If your content is good enough, people are going to come. Right. That is that page. You want to ask me about where is the best beads, so on. So you want to find beads, you want to buy beads, That is the link to the website. Go there, purchase the beads, that kind of thing. That's where the conversation is. I am not that soft on that page. Mm-mm. I'm a little rough on that page because you have women out here that you're supposed to be serving. There are people's journeys that you're impacting. Get it together. Like Madam Waistbeads. But if you're not a creator and you're a woman on a journey, then you find me on Turtle Love Waistbeads because I absolutely love turtles and what they represent. I didn't get to talk about my turtles.
Yes, but you can talk about it now. Come on. Tell them about
Turtles for me are like my North Star. Because when you look at turtles, people underestimate them. Turtles are slow movers. But look at them differently. When turtles are not in their element, they take it one step at a time. They're testing it out. They absorb in and they become an expert. But when turtles are in their element, you can't catch them. And when they are in their element, this gracious water that they love and they thrive in, they harm nobody. And they go about their life on a fluid path, absorbing and learning and growing and becoming themselves. A whole version of themselves, changing and growing and just all. And then even the way they eat nyam nyam, they do nothing like nyam nyam. You're in my way, I must swim the other way. But when turtles get together and they're all in a confined space, turtles can exist in a cramped environment with little to no animosity for the other turtle. I could step on your back, you could step on mine, and we grow together, we move and we make this work, we make it work, it's not an issue. I love turtles. They come beasts. And so that's the name of the page. Turtle Love Waistbeads.
And you have the earring.
I have everything in turtles, listen to me. I am totally obsessed with turtles.
Yes. Totally, yeah. No joke. No joke.
Totally. None.
Turtles turnover.
I love them. I do.
Are majestic animal. They are very
They
much.
are.
Yes, they are. Very much. They are wonderful.
They keep me calm. They help me remember. It's not that serious till it's serious.
Correct.
So I keep them about me and around me. And in truth, when I started my business, my first business name was Beaded TT. And I couldn't find an aesthetic for the page. I couldn't find anything. And I'm like, it's because I don't resonate with this. But the minute I changed Beaded TT to Turtle of Waistbeads, Waistbeads were designing, content was creating, colors came in. And it was like the page took on a life. And I'm like, you see here, if you just be who you are and exist in your glory, things will just work for you.
Correct.
And so that's what I did.
So true. So true.
Yeah.
That is so true. So you're really embark in your whole self. See that what you grow, you really grow. You really grow, you really and truly grow. You have grown so much within the year from meeting you. It's like, that's Adanna? No man. That's somebody else. You're really grown. Website, everything. Everything.
That website was a
journey.
It was because I've always been able to build and design websites. It's not something that was new to me. I just was lazy about it, and I didn't think that this business would become anything substantial until needing a website. Because when I started, it was just to help that next woman who was craving me. Like, if I find 2 persons, that's enough, and that's that. But it became more than that. So one day I said, you know what? I needed to stop being lazy. It's not like a car designing website. It's not like you don't know what to do. Just build the thing, man. So I took some days and I built it, and I loved the first version. I loved it. And then I was like, nah, I don't know more. So I built the second version. I'm like, I love this one. Nah, I don't like it anymore. It's now in its fourth version. And I think I'm now at the place where I want to find a way to help people now. I don't want to change the aesthetic. What I want to do is provide women of Trinidad and Tobago an opportunity to come to the website and find waist beads from any creator so that your options are large. Like you want stretch beads, one website. You want custom, you want class beads, you want tie on with crystals, tie on. Like whatever it is, once it has to do with your journey, your waist beads, I want to help both clients and creators find a way to automate their processes. Yeah? But that's crossing hats.
That's all right.
Right,
That's
but when I do that, I want to do that under the Madam Waistbeads arm to help support women because I am a big sister. I haven't had a big sister above me. So I'm very into, hey, you, come here. I'm not gonna doing on your body. Fix that underwear. Go and throw that away and put on something else. What are you doing? That will affect your body shape. Come here, let me see your nails. Come, I had a groom. So I think people will call it bossy. I wouldn't disagree, but I think if I have the ability to help you, I do see why I wouldn't help you. Sure. I know a lot of people distrust that. Like, what she want from me, boy? She want to help me? What's she looking for? Nothing. I just want to see you do better because you could do better. And I can help you do better.
Correct.
So, like, I didn't give that invoice to why you pulling back.
Correct. And that is something we as women have to learn to accept as well. But some of us don't accept that, especially when you get a genuine, heartfelt somebody coming to give you advice and guiding you. Sometimes you go in this defensive mode. No. She come back. No, me want nothing from she is. No.
This, and it's not, I don't know, it's probably Trinidadian culture to be, she trying to take money from my pocket.
Correct.
You know, we talk about money,
Correct.
But money is something you have to respect.
Correct.
And if you respect $1, my grandmother said this to me when I was very, very little. She said, Adanna, if you take care of the cents, the dollar will take care of themselves.
Yes.
Right? And when she said it when I was young, I was like, my grandmother only. I said, I don't understand what you're talking about. How 1 cent to become dollars? But as I grew up, I'm like, well, if I save the coins, then it will become dollars because I mean, coins is dollars.
Correct.
But as I grew up, I saw a deeper meaning into that. Adanna, if you take care of the things that can grow and amount to a thing, it will grow and amount to a thing.
Correct.
So the sense are those small things you do, the small things that matter. If you take care of the small things, then big things will happen.
Yes.
There's the dollar value that people will see.
Correct.
So, and my background is finance. My background is analysis. My background is extensive for somebody in that long on the internet. So when I see certain things, I'm like, pricing is another art form, is another construct. It is beyond pricing today. We ain't talking about it. But I'm just saying. You haven't going on over the place. I'm talking about waistbeads. It's just that the reason why I would say to anybody, I am not an entrepreneur because I need to be an entrepreneur. That is not the case. If I were to be an entrepreneur, more than likely I'd go and design websites and charge for that. I mean, die where the dollar is. Like, die where the dollar is. But I doing beads. There must be a reason for that. So it's not money venture. So what's she really about though?
Giving.
It's just about giving though. It's a journey to accept things and it's a journey to give genuinely. I won't rush anybody on the journey. It is what it is. It is what it is. If it is you ask me a question and I can assist you and I have the time, then I will assist you if I have the time. That's just what it is. If I can't assist you, I can't assist you. Right?
Yep.
But
Yep.
if you're using money as a tool to scare you and to scare others, and you're always afraid of money, I'm not diminishing anybody's personal circumstance, but money is not a thing to be held like a stick over you, you know?
True.
It could help you elevate out of a situation, and I understand it can limit you and others. It's
All right.
really that's our next conversation. Where's it?
You
It's
gave
a
me
too much
juice.
soapbox.
You gave me juice. What happened? You gave me tea here. One taking me tea. One tea.
Preaching all the time. It has so much topics to preach on. I try not to
Yeah, man.
preach.
It's important to preach. It's important to preach so that people hear you and see you
Yeah.
for who you are. Because we, as you rightly say, they always have this tendency where we always free to come to another woman.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but there's always this tendency. You're always free to come to another one. Maybe in the back of your head, they might feel, oh, she will teeth my eye there. Maybe in the back of the head, she might have shut me down. You know, you always have some
Yeah.
kind of negative thing behind you, and you're afraid to even come out. And we need to stop that. We need to learn to come out and find. First thing first, you find the right person. There will be that person that will keep your
Yeah.
spiritual resonate, no matter what. Something about
Yes.
it just click,
It
and
would.
you will know when you reach the right person who is the right person to teach you. And once you,
Until you start with that first hi.
yep,
You
yep,
had to start with it. When
yep,
people follow my page, what I try to do most times is say hi. Hi, I'm Adanna Kaye. Thanks for following my page. You might find my personality might be a much sometimes. Don't worry about it. It's how it is. What is your name? I try to talk to each person because I know when people see a certain following, you might be like, oh, she has so much followers. That have nothing to do with me. These people on the page building numbers on their own. They're not mine. They are not mine. Right? So whatever number it reached, I don't own these people.
true.
So if the number count on certain pages are deterring you from reaching out to finding out how genuinely this relationship can be with somebody you never met before this space, stop it. Stop it today. Say hi. If the person don't reply, move on and say hi to someone else, but just keep saying hi. Hi. The minute somebody message your business page, you see you have me preaching. The minute somebody message your business page, I don't care what they start with. You see that yellow waistbeads, I wanted that. That's nice. Hi, I'm Adanna Kaye. Thanks so much for your interest. That yellow waistbead is actually 45 inches. Have you had waistbeads before? Tell me more.
Oh my goodness!
It is up to you to say to this woman, we could be more than hi.
Correct.
You can tell me your story and know it will stay here.
Yeah.
When women send me their videos and the pictures, I tie my waist beads on. That is your story that you allow me on. That's staying here. I don't need to post that for clout to say, you see, she buy my waist beads. No. I'm not diminishing anybody who do. If you get permission to do that, do that. What I'm saying is, a person's journey is private, and you need to respect that by allowing them that room to share that journey with you.
Correct.
If you get a permission to post, sure, that's fine. But beyond that, you have to create a space that says, I will not hurt you.
Correct. You're safe.
I will not diminish where you are. What you share with me,
It stays here.
It stays here. And if you want me to forget it, I'll forget it too. Like, there's no judgment here. There is no fear here. We have scared each other for so long, and that narrative, I don't like it. You can tell me your idea and feel confident knowing I'm not going to use it. If you see the same idea, it's because I say, girl, let me tell you, I start that very same thing 2 months ago. Go ahead.
True.
You do it. But if you don't do it, well, I'm coming behind you.
At least you get them the warning, right? You get them the warning.
Because you tell me first. So it's like you're going into a car and you call dibs.
Correct.
You say it first though.
Correct.
So yeah, I work in the background, but if you don't do it well,
You're
I'm
jumping.
behind you though.
Yeah, you're
I'm
jumping.
jumping in because you ain't doing it good.
Correct.
But
Correct.
before I just jump in, I will say, hey,
I'm coming
I
on.
see what you're doing, and I don't like what happened there. So let me just drop some gems now. You might not like what I'm telling you, but what I'm telling you is for your own good. So hear me now, hear me out now.
Correct.
I know you're vexed, but when you calm down, take the advice. It will help you. I'm not here to take anything from you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have room for it, and I don't like clutter. So I'm not here to take what's yours. Where's yours? God allow you to have it. I can't take that even if I have a devil on my side. That is yours.
That is yours.
That is yours.
That is yours. That is
Ulal. Oh God.
Yeah, that is
Good friend Rochelle here. I can attest to that, Adanna. Thank you, Rochelle. Let them know. Let them know it's genuine love on this side. And that's why I do waistbeads, because when you love you, you start to appreciate the journey it takes for women to get to where you are.
Mm-hmm.
You wait for them to get to where you are. And I'm like, wish she could get there faster, but go ahead.
You have to let them take their time. You have to let them take their time. Correct. It's
yeah. I mean, we all learned to drive one day, right? It wasn't immediately.
Correct.
So,
Correct.
Let me.
Correct.
All right, cool. We'll walk for now.
Correct.
Right, but you have me preaching. I did not come here to preach.
What
Hello. You have for me?
I love the preaching. Hello. I am loving the preaching because you know it's nice to not always always be the one giving the advice. It's nice to hear other women give the advice, and it's even nicer when it is you listen to somebody else other concept. So it's not there's always you always talking and people always, hey, yeah, she's saying that, and she doesn't say that all the time.
Yeah.
It's nice to hear from
No.
you know when you say it all the time and people say, she always saying that he has been taking she on. But when you say it, it's like, damn, but if two people say the same thing more than once,
It must be true.
it has to have some truth in it. There must be some truth, some essence and truth. And we really and truly need to change this whole concept. I mean, you see more people say, "Mom, we need to have more women togetherness and women this and all kind of things." But seeing it and doing it is two
different
things. I say this all the time because they will say people jump on the bandwagon. Yeah, I'm supporting small businesses. Yes, I'm supporting local. Blah blah blah. And how much it is?
And support comes in so many forms.
Correct.
But I think the best support you could give a page is genuine support.
Correct.
If you're not going to, like, I would say to anybody, I do wear makeup. I don't know how.
I don't like it. But
I don't know how to do the most makeup I'll put on, and I don't want Rochelle to hear this, I don't put on the shea butter anymore.
Oh, shucks.
I don't wear the shea butter anymore.
Lit.
I don't put on the oils anymore.
Lit.
Right? I don't do any of that. So I wash my face not with soap. Right? And that is the extent of my makeup. I cannot do anything else. I don't dabble what I don't know.
Correct.
But if you have a makeup page, just because I don't wear foundation or powder don't mean I can't support you in another fashion.
Correct.
The mere fact that I know you exist, that is marketing. I don't have to come and show you two hands clapping to help you.
Correct.
But I'm not preaching. I told you I was finished with preaching. I am done.
We need to preach more. We need to preach more, girl.
I'm not preaching. I'm done with the preaching. I show off my turtle top because I got it done by a nice.
But that's all right. Church could be on a Wednesday. Hello.
Midweek church. You know,
yes. You needed some more. You need to hear more of it. And it don't always have to be from older folks or mature folks, as some people would like to say. But you folks need to say, sometimes you get some wisdom from a younger person and you don't realize how much wealth
But
they have.
you're not by chance saying I'm not old, are you? Because I'm
No,
quite mature. Okay.
hello.
All right.
We're not
Yes.
all in. What is wrong with you?
All right. Cool. I just checking. I know the little. This is
What part are you
natural grease,
on?
eh?
What
You
part are
see
you
what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying?
You're not
This
all?
natural grease is the my face oily. I have a oily combination skin.
Stop trying to find excuses there. We are not old.
Yes.
Okay? Then that's in your head. If you're feeling older, then you're old by yourself. Right.
I'll take that. I'll accept that.
I may have my little gray hairs, but I'm not old.
I love gray hair. I love gray
Jesse,
hair.
Jesse, I see I stop dying or I'm fed up with them. They have their own mind for themselves, so I'm not taking them on.
Let them come. Let them come. I
They- they
love
put-
gray.
They're coming too much fast and furious.
That is such an award. And like somebody handed you a whole trophy and said, see, you have been here on this journey for so long.
But it's too much. You see how
You
much?
would,
You see
well,
it? What? This is one
well,
side. This is the next. The areas of going in between. It's too
I
much.
will guide the whole thing, Gray. Guide the whole thing. When you see mine start coming, listen. Listen, I went like a crown, you know. You will swear it's a gilly I have here. I can't wait.
I want to see it. I want to see it. I want to see it.
Listen,
Then, so now when, soon as you start seeing this transit, make sure to them. Make sure to
I am the brows to match.
Oh my,
Listen, I have a plan for it. I just being patient. I'm waiting for it to come in. Oi,
you can't wait. Well,
by
join
that
the
time,
bandwagon. Mine would say
you know
very
what time
long,
find
but
me?
no. I can't hide him no more. He
Don't
take,
hide it.
he take over my life. So I just learned now.
Let it.
I accepted it.
Let it. Tamaril 1416.
14160.
Cimaril. I hope I pronounced your name right. But yo, right back at you. Cimaril.
Anybody have any questions about waist beads? Anything you want to find out? Any questions you need to ask? Oh, look, somebody did send a message. Let me see.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes. What is the difference between the tile waistband and the clasp waistband? Is there a better one? Is one better
I
than the
will
other?
never say one is better than the other because it depends on your journey and what you want for you. It
Okay.
also has a lot to do with what you can have. A lot of women can't have this thing on them permanently. So then better for them would be what is removable. The tied waist beads, I do them at 50 inches. Most persons do them 50 inches or more. So you can determine whether or not you want it on your smallest part of your body or if you want them a little lower. So you have that flexibility when they're in your hands where you're going to place them. With the clasp waist bead, you have to provide your measurements up front. And when you get them, then they are only measured or ready for that particular area in your body. There's no adjustment. With tie-on waist beads, you can take a shower in them, go to the beach in them, exercise, come back, whatever it is, without removing them, and they will not be damaged. With clasp waist beads, remember these are metal enclosures or clasps, and most times they tend to either rust and or fall apart, except where this person might be using gold links. And if they're not using those links, then they would have to be removed when you're going to exercise. For example, if you sweat a lot against your skin, you want to take care of your beads, and so you'll take care of it like you will take care of your jewelry, the removable kind. So those are some of the major differences between the two, but they both help you on your journey similarly.
Okay. Good.
Yeah. I'm glad you caught that question.
Yeah, man. That's a good one.
Yeah, that was a really good question. Glad we didn't miss it.
Yeah, because some people just like to send little questions at the side. That's okay. I
Yes.
answer all. All.
Answer all. And feel free to hit me a hi and
Yes.
test me and see if I say hi back.
Yes. sample her.
Yeah,
One
sample me,
hi.
sample me.
Say
Yeah,
hi.
man.
I saw you today.
Yeah,
I want to
man.
find out about this.
That's random.
And she will
Yeah.
and she
If
will
I have the
and
answer, it's yours.
she will definitely send you to somebody who have it,
Mm.
right? Because she's all about sharing. That's one thing.
Correct.
She's all about sharing.
I'll
If it,
share. And even if you don't want to come to me because I might look like a beast that day, I don't know how because I'll already be on live. I do have a highlight. I think it's the highlight is called custom, but there's a highlight on my page that
Mhm.
lists all the creators that I know of
Okay,
on my Instagram page, on Twitter or Facebook. So even if you don't want to come to me and you tap into that highlight, you will see each creator that I've come across at that time.
okay, good,
One
good. You
day
see,
I'll
so she
make an
giving you more than
inventory.
enough.
Yeah.
Give. See, I tell her she's a giver. She's a giver.
I
She's
don't mind giving. You had a gift, so your hand will always be full.
yeah. Oh,
God say so.
yes,
I don't want to tell you
she
to
go
stop
back
me,
with you there. She go back with you there. Or there she. Ah,
I can't seem to help it. They get freely, give freely. Yeah, it is.
you have to give freely to me, right? All the time,
You
all the
freeze
time.
it?
So if anyone don't have any other, or you freeze or I
Yeah.
freeze, we freeze. All right, I'm seeing you. No, you freeze
I
back.
think we froze jointly at some point. Okay.
Right, and now see you come back. Good. If anyone don't have more questions, you'll know where to find her by Turtle Love Waistbeads. Madam Waistbeads. Stay tuned, right? Right. Right.
Yep.
And of course, you can find her on her website as well, which will be linked on both her bios. So you're going to
Yes.
find her, go and find her, learn more about it. You'll
Mm-hmm.
get it for whatever reasons, as she said, every single reason. It depends on you, the person, what you want it for. And as she buffed me up and say, I don't have to wait until I lose my weight to get my beats.
No.
So I had to get my ish together, right? Right.
Yes.
So I no
Yes.
buff from she.
Yes.
She doesn't know my buff already on public IG. When I say rudely.
It's
When
how
I take
you
my
bring
buff,
that in public.
that is
I
the
want to
love. That is
say
the love. That is the love.
that buff was provoked because I'm like, what? What are you hearing here? No, I will not stand for it. I will not let it slide.
But it was a nice buff. It was a nice buff. It was a buffet love. It's not like she buffed me.
Thank you.
She didn't give me a buffet, give me licks. That was a good buff. It was a buffet love, which I really and truly appreciate because in the back of my head, I would not lie. I always say, okay, I'm going to drop somebody weight first. So when I reach the ideal waist size I want to reach, I will down my target. So I would tell myself, you can't pass that. That is what I always had in the back of my. So I was honest. Honest. That's what I thought. I want them to
I
maintain that
commend
size.
you for your honesty, and I will also share that people do use waistbeads to track weight loss as well. It is
Right.
a little bit of a reward when you see the beads drop. You're like, but
It
I'm
was
losing
really
something. So yes, it is also used for weight loss. It's not something I push or promote, but it is a fact of waist beads that exists and is quite true. So okay.
all right. Okay. All right. You see,
Right?
see. I was doing it for the right thing in the back of my head. Okay. So don't move.
Yes, you had the right concept. My apologies. It's just that I heard the last part and I was like, I wouldn't have it. But you had the right concept. You had it. I'm sorry there. I mean to get loud.
That's all right. I still love the love. Okay. You loved me up
Yes.
in a loving manner. Okay. I accept my love. Okay. Right.
Yes. So much.
You're most welcome. And thank you so much for coming on and sharing with us so much and preaching. I love the preaching. I love the preaching. And I know a lot
You're
of people love
welcome.
it, and it was amazing to see that yes, it doesn't matter where you come from. The most important thing is to put that passion, remember to give back and always give from your heart. And
Yes.
what she does all the time. You might not see
Yes.
much on IG, but what you know where to find her. She is work. She like the office job. But when she on, she just put on she work, right? She's really put on her work.
Yes.
Really put on
On
work.
a online.
She was
There's
really
a couple pages I'm managing, guys. A couple pages what I'm managing.
see?
So
See
I
where
might
you
not
go?
always be on TLWB.
See?
But here.
Very good.
Mhm.
Very I cannot say you can't say the word proud. It's beyond proud. It is can't say amazing. It's just phenomenal to see the growth that happened with you in within that year. Because you know there's what people that say 12 months you see a great change. Within that year, that growth that happened with you from when I met you last year on the 8th of March to now, it's superb. It is superb. It's really superb.
Thank
I am
you.
so proud. I'm so amazed as your success, your growth, and just continue doing what you are doing. Continue shining and don't stop.
Thank you.
You're most welcome. You're
I
most
shan't put them in this light.
well, of course, I don't expect anything else than that. It's supposed to be excellent to the top. You're not stopping until you reach your goal and then you're going to make a new goal, right? And you go for something else.
Correct. You have to
Correct.
keep growing. You have to.
Correct. Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
So let me thank everybody for coming on, those who came on, and thank you again for
Agreed.
being here. And do have a great afternoon and keep shining.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.